What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over everything I'm seeing in the market, some new projects that I'm looking at that are actually some newer projects. They're more low-key and I think that they're going to do really well. I'm not whitelisted for any of these projects. There's no paid promo. It's just what I think is cool, what I'm seeing in the space. Also, we're going to be talking about, what I see with the NFT space since Ethereum is down a lot and since gas fees are super low. And it's just overall a really weird vibe in the market right now, and I just want to talk about it. Also, I'm going to be going over some NFT market drama, some stuff that's been happening. I'm going to, make sure you guys are updated on that. And yeah, just overall, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with some Dune analytics. It's nice to see the analytics. I know a lot of people show it, but I think it's important for you guys to understand with what's going on so you can make better decisions when you're buying. So here we can see the NFT space obviously peaked in early February. That's all cool, right? We saw a little bit of a bearish retraction, right? So the NFT space and the NFT volume was slowing down a lot, right? And then we saw 2 days with a nice spike and everyone thought the bull market is back. Well, obviously time has told that that's not really true. We've seen a lot of slowdown in the NFT space, a lot of FUD in the NFT space around projects, and there's just been so many rugs. There's been so much liquidity sucked out of this space. So I think people are kind of like, taking it easy right now. They're waiting for these bigger projects to come out in later February and early March. There's just tons of projects dropping in like that first week of March, that early March period. So I think people might be waiting for that. Now, on top of that, Ethereum is really down from the all-time highs of the past month. Now we saw it reached about that 3,200.5 range, and obviously since then it's just kind of gone down continuously, and we did see a bit of a recovery these past 2 days, but again, I don't think that's going to be a thing where we're just going to see only up. I think that we could possibly be chilling around this range or possibly be going down. Again, I don't know, I'm not a crypto expert, never claimed to be one, but we could take a look at the year chart here. It's just been up and down all year, guys. And obviously, if anyone's telling you where this stuff is going to go within the next month or so, I don't know if you should be listening to them. Everyone was saying Ethereum was supposed to hit 10K last year. I don't know what happened to that. Look, did it hit 10K last year? No. So I think you should just kind of, play by day, play by week. To go on to IC Tools, let me just show you guys a little bit of more analytics and stats before we go ahead and get into these newer projects. So right now we're just seeing tons of weird plays, tons of projects that you're probably not going to hear of in the next month that are pretty much having a lot of sales right now. So I would just, highly stay away from like complete FOMO degen plays right now. The market's in a little bit of a weird place. Now, I'm going to go into some projects that I'm looking at now. The first one we have is Dippies, right? So I took a look at this project recently, earlier today, and I thought this was a really refreshing new vibe. Now obviously with Dippies, they have like this hippie vibe, this little doodle and cool cat vibe on top of it with like the color palettes and all that stuff. I think it's cool, to be honest, and I think this is refreshing. I think this is colorful, and I think it fits to a lot of people's taste. So obviously this one is looking good for me. I think I'm going to be looking a little bit more into this project. Now for me, I have no whitelist for this. I actually don't have whitelist for any of these projects that I'm talking about today. Let's go ahead and take a look at their website really quick. Obviously a super straightforward and easy to read website here. They have like a little video, they have their story that you guys can look over, and these guys have 8,888 pieces. They're going to be launching on March 2nd. Here they have their roadmap. Really simple. It's a community first approach. This is like pretty much how I like to see it. They're not really over promising anything. They're not really saying that they're going to bring you some passive income or some crazy use case that's going to make you rich or whatever. So here we have the mint limits. Now this is something that you guys should really be paying attention to. This is something that I really pay attention to, right? And so here we have 2 mints for allowed list and also the public. That's a very important thing, because if you're giving people like 4 mints per wallet, there's a small chance that the project is going to perform well right off the bat, which I know a lot of you guys like to flip right away, or a lot of you guys just like to make a swing trade or whatever. That's all cool. So for people who like that, that's cool. But obviously for the long-term aspect too, that's really important, because obviously you don't want people holding like 10 of these and then just completely dumping them all in the market and stuff. So that's something to look out for. Now, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll offload one and hold one to cover their cost, and they'll just basically ride the wave and see where it goes. That's a really common approach. And obviously we have the 0.06 ETH per NFT. Guys, this is something that I'm really liking so far. This is something that Tasty Bones has proven to do really well with. Obviously we can see here the art and everything is just super catchy, and in my opinion, I think this has a chance to do very well. Now 5% secondary fee, again, that's really reasonable. A lot of projects will do 10%. I don't understand why they do it if they're like a bigger collection, and obviously there's no like huge use case behind this, so there's no need for like a huge royalty fee, because they're not going to be needing to fund any huge projects or anything in that realm. But obviously Super straightforward project. They have a docs team here. I'm not sure if the entire team is showing their face, but here we can see the founder. Obviously, he's showing his face. I really do like that. I think that's important. Here we can see the founder and all that stuff. So that's for Dippies. Again, just take a look into these projects. You know, a day from now or 2 days from now or a week from now, these projects could possibly be flooded. Their minting contract can be completely messed up. I have no idea. That's why I cannot predict the future here for if they're going to mess up something. That's why you have to do your own research on every project I ever speak about for this channel. So now let's go ahead and get into the next project. We have the Shamans. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think that's how you say it. Now, this one again has a really unique vibe, a really cool color palette, and just something that I think the community really does like. Again, I'm not whitelisted for this project, but I just thought it was really cool, so I thought I'd cover it. Now, for this project, they're still a little bit on the smaller side, just like Dippies. They're around that like same size range, so I think this is a really good time to go ahead and try to get onto the whitelist if you possibly can. Now, with this project here, we can take a look at their art, guys. Again, this is something that we haven't really seen like with this exact type of art, but this is obviously something that is really recognizable, really familiar, and obviously with this type of art, it's proven to do really well. And we can see their engagement on Twitter is really reasonable, and that's why I'm showing you guys this project, because I think it is kind of checking all the boxes. I have not spoke to the teams for any of these projects, so I don't know exactly where their mind is at, but with this project, obviously we can see here the art is super cool. So we can go ahead here and go on their websites just to get a little bit of more info on what they have going here. They have their story here. You guys can read that on your own time. But here we can see that their art team has had a lot of experience in the art space. It's not just some Fiverr person. Here we can see the roadmap. Obviously, they're going to be having the utility token, secret events, brand collaborations. I'm more keen on like the brand collaboration thing than the utility token thing. I don't really care about the utility token for projects. I think it's just something that projects put in there because they just want to add some value to the project, which in turn could actually go against them if the token actually doesn't end up doing well. So, you know, I wouldn't really focus on this. I would just focus on the project itself and see if the community actually does like it. Now, you guys can go take a look at the end of the roadmap here. I'm not going to go too much into it, but here we can see it's mostly just a community-driven project. Now, here we can see their entire team. You guys can actually click on the username and actually go onto their account. Again, I'm not too sure if all these people are fully doxed or if they have their face out there, but again, that is something that you guys can go ahead and look into. There's not really a clear founder here that I'm looking for. I'm not sure if it's just the artists that are the founders or not, but there's no like founder role here, so I'm not sure why that's not there, but I guess that's just how they're doing it. Here we can see marketing, advisor, development, all that cool stuff, the artists. Now, to be honest, when I'm looking over this website, there's not really too much information going on, so you're going to have to go ahead and get into their Discord. In my opinion, if this is over a 0.1 ETH mint, I think this might not do too well. I would like to see this project at like a 0.08 below, and I think as long as these guys have a really cheap mint price and nothing above 0.1, they should do really well based off the community driven hype, and also the art looks super cool. So definitely keep your guys' eye on that one. Now let's go ahead and get into the next one. This one is called the Sunnies. With this project, I just like the vibe. I just think this one is really cool, and I am not whitelisted on this project. I have no affiliation with any of these projects. For this one, I just think the art is really simple, really cool, and it's kind of like what the community likes. Obviously, the sunnies, right? I haven't seen any project do this type of stuff with like a sun. You know, obviously the mint price here, super reasonable. I told you guys on Twitter that I'm going to be looking for projects that have this really reasonable mint price. We can see here, I said the first hyped project with a solid team to mint under 0.05 ETH with around a 5 to 10k supply will go nuts. I haven't seen any projects do this yet, and the closest project to fit this criteria was Tasty Bones, and obviously Tasty Bones has done really well in the short term and in like the past few weeks. I think they've been out for like a week or 2 weeks, I don't know, but they've done really well so far. And obviously for this project, they have such a small amount of following, but they are going to be minting their pre-sale on February 28th, which is in a couple of days. So keep your guys' eye on that. Now, obviously you guys can take a look at the art. You guys can tell yourself if you like it or not. Honestly, if you like it, that's great, but also you have to keep in mind if the community likes it. And with this project, it just looks like that they're collaborating with all the other projects that fit into their criteria, that fit into their vibe and art style, like Crypto Moris, Alien Friends, and I do believe they have, okay, here's the Littles and then also Cool Cats. So they do have all those collaborations that they're supposed to have or that they should have all in place, which I do like. Now they have 9,141 pieces with, again, I said that 0.05 ETH mint price, which is a perfect sweet spot for a project like this. I think this is super cool. So obviously you guys can go ahead and take a look at the further details for this. I'm not going to go ahead and get into every little thing, but here we can see their roadmap, their vision. It's pretty much a community driven project. They want to make collaborations, they want to do charity and all that stuff, and they obviously just want to have a really good community. So that's super cool. Now here we can see that you can mint up to 3 per wallet on the whitelist and then up to 5 per wallet on the public sale. For me, I know I said that, 2 per wallet is a sweet spot, but for me, I just think that this project is so like unknown and so low key that I'm just going to go ahead and probably max mint. Again, do not copy trade me, do not follow what I'm saying. You have to figure out if that is the right move for you, if that can fit into your budget. But obviously with this project, I just think that it's a good move for me. So obviously we can see here the launch, again, I said it's on February 28th, but at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then again, here we can see that they're actually under promising a lot. And obviously that is the common theme here with what I'm trying to show you guys. A lot of under promising, a lot of really reasonable mints, and obviously just really cool art on top of that. And obviously right now we're still in the meta of people want to use their NFTs as their PFP. That is like the main use case so far for all these art projects. If you have any other use case besides your PFP in the community, I don't know what else there is. There's not really much else besides maybe you can get a few whitelists and all these giveaways and stuff. And if you say anything like we're in the utility NFT meta now, it's just not true. And we are still in the PFP era. We are still in the PFP meta. We could take a look at MFers, for example. This project literally just took off because a lot of people were using it as their PFP. And obviously we can just see the price action here in the past 30 days, guys. It's insane how this project just took off because so many people were using it as their PFP. Here we can see just the chill out period, then we can see a little more people are using it as their PFP, and then some traction starts building up. And I do remember that one of the bigger influencers, I think it was Farouk, he's the founder of Rug Radio, he actually did tweet about this, and I did kind of see the trend on how he was saying that a lot of people were using this as their PFP. He was calling it as maybe a potential next big project, and obviously it has shown that it was that. So obviously we could take a look at their actual OpenSea as their actual floor price. They did peak out at about like 5 or 6 ETH, but now they're consolidating a little bit. But again, I think that's just very normal with a project that mooned that hard that quick. So I think this is a really cool project just based off the actual PFP, right? It's a very simple art-based project. There's nothing really else behind it. There's no promises, nothing. So keep an eye out for that, guys. A lot of these projects are that. They're very basic and they have a very cheap mint price. So if you want to get into there, if you want to get into a really cheap mint, these are projects that could possibly do that. So again, I just wanted to cover that. I just wanted to make that clear to you guys that a lot of these projects will probably go to zero, but then some of them can do possibly very well. So it's basically just based off how much you want to risk. Now to get into another new project that I've been looking at that actually just released their Twitter a couple of days ago is Kahiru. I'm not completely sure if that's the right way to pronounce it, but I have watched this one. I have seen this one blow up really quickly. Again, 15,000 followers is not a complete explosion, but it does show that people do like this. Now, they haven't really shown anything. They haven't really shown too much. There's no knowledge on who the team is or any of this stuff, but here we can just see a little sneak peek of the art, right? Now, again, they do have a lot of traction based off what I'm seeing with the Twitter numbers. Is this real? I don't know. Go take a look at it for yourself and go find out. The best way to tell if this project actually does have the hype is if it keeps on building momentum as time goes. Now it has done that for the past couple of days. That's why I'm covering this. And here we can see their website does not have anything on it. It is just a very basic logo, and that is all. They will be probably adding a lot more to it. So basically all we have so far is that this is the artist for this project. Again, you just have to keep up with this. I just want to put this on your guys' radar. I just want you guys to keep an eye on a project like this. So that's why I'm showing you guys this. But besides that, that's the new projects that I'm going to be going over. Now let's get into a little bit of drama, if you guys would. So here I'm going to be going over Dented Fields and their like little beef and their whole issue and their whole drama with the Weather Report project. Now the founder for this project was actually the artist for Weather Report, and he left because there was a huge disagreement of some issue. I don't know the full details. You guys can go look into that more if you want, but basically this guy left the Weather Report project, which is a pretty hyped up project, and then he went ahead and made his new project, and like literally 5 to 7 days later he dropped this project all of a sudden. I don't think that was the best approach, and obviously we can see here Nate Rivers, which is a pretty respected guy in the NFT space, goes ahead and says, well, this is going as I imagined. 3 hours into mint and the floor is approaching the mint price. Also hearing that there's issues with the contract. Basically, guys, this is what happens when you rush a project. This is not a good look at all. And obviously, I don't think he's trying to like completely just send the project to zero. I think he's just trying to make people aware of what's going on. And obviously, we have Bunny Buddies. These guys over allocated for their whitelist, and a lot of people were not able to mint. So that is another bad thing. And for me personally, I was never really fond of this project since day one. I personally think it was a bit of a cash grab. But again, you guys have to go ahead and do your own research on that. But besides that, besides covering all the drama and besides just basically announcing what happened, I want to bring you guys a little bit of a lesson here. I want you guys to understand with what I'm trying to show you guys here. Basically, what I'm saying is don't just mint a project that comes out 7 days ago or 5 days ago and all of a sudden just mint it when they randomly announce their mint day and all that. I would take some more time. I would invest into projects that are taking their time with the community, that are actually showing that they're for the community, and that actually show that they have a vision, whether it is community driven, whether it's zero utility. What really matters is that they're taking their time and they're actually trying to build in the space instead of just trying to launch a project super quick with some decent art and then move along and then basically soft rug everyone, which is what we see a lot in the NFT space. So I just wanted to put that information in front of you guys so you guys can understand with where I'm coming from there. Now, besides that, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I haven't uploaded in a while, guys. I know it's been a little bit of a while, but I've honestly just been very busy with building in Dark Echelon, my project, you know, making sure everyone is doing well over there. So that's where I basically have been at. But also, guys, as you can tell, I'm trying to be as careful as possible when talking about projects. I don't want anyone copying me. I want to make sure everyone is actually going ahead and doing their own research, whether it's basically taking a quick look at their website or maybe trying to go ahead and take a look into who the team is. I'm very, very big on understanding who the team is, and I really care about who the team is actually more than the roadmap of the project. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, definitely do that. But I think all these projects that I showed you guys are pretty cool and they have a possibility of doing very well. I'm not saying that they're going to go make you $1 million. What I'm saying is take a look. They might do well. They have really cheap mint prices and basically just fits everything in my criteria of what a project needs to do very well. So guys, besides that, thank you very much for watching the video. Let's go ahead and get to like 20,000 subs, guys. We're growing so fast on all platforms, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.